I lost it again. Give me 1 second, guys, and then we're going to get started. There we go. Boom. Now I lost everything else. Darn it. All right, technical difficulties. Stay tuned. We'll have this ready in 1 second. Perfect. I got it. Yay. Amy Ward, so happy to see you on here. And my screen changes, so all of a sudden I see different faces. Lauren, yay, I think I get to see you this coming weekend. Allison, my teaching buddy. She was the very first person I met when I started teaching. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to say what year, Allison. Hey, Gina, my sister-in-law, and I think my mother-in-law is on here. I'm so excited. So many awesome faces. Karen, so excited to see you all the way from California. Awesome. All right, we're going to get this started. So I am super pumped to have you guys on here with me tonight. And you know what? Darn it. Again, my notes are not showing up. You guys, give me a second. I'm having some technical difficulties and I don't want to miss out on my notes. So, okay, perfect. We might just have to do it this way. You guys are probably just going to have to see my notes because Canva is not making it work tonight. So that's okay. We're just going to do it this way.
Got it. Let
me find somebody's face that I can see. So,
oh my gosh, they're doing some vision board workshop.
Hey, Yvonne. I think that's Yvonne's voice I hear. All right, guys. So we're going to get started. If you can check and see if you're muted, that would be super helpful. For some reason, some people's are becoming unmuted.
Sherry Baker is unmuted, needs to mute.
Okay. Let me just stop for a second. I'll just mute everybody out for them, okay? All right, guys. Well, I had this beautiful, amazing Canva display. And those of you that know me, you know I don't like it when things don't go right and it's not going right. So you might see my notes on here on the right-hand side, like some of you might really enjoy that because you might need to read along. So it'll be like closed captions. Ryan and I, my husband and I, we use closed captions now when we watch shows. Yes, we have officially become old and I love it because then I can read it and I don't have to worry about distractions. And my kids tease us relentlessly. So we're going to get this started for you guys. I'm so excited to be on here with you guys tonight. And for me, this is a newer way of talking about creating your vision. So I'm really excited that you guys decided to join me tonight and that we're doing this. And I want to start off by sharing just a little bit before we get started. So first of all, like I said, this is going to be a completely new way for most of you on how to create a vision board for the year. If you have ever created a vision board before, put in the chat feature, like me, done that before, done it for the last 5 years, whatever. And then I'm going to be so excited to see if any of you guys have done it this particular way by the time we're done. And if you've never done a vision board before, that's awesome too. I'm so excited you're on here tonight because you're going to get so much value from this. Okay. So I always like to start off with just a little bit of information about me because I know a lot of you guys are guests on here tonight. And I'm so thankful that you decided to join us. My name is Blair Critch. I'm an ovarian cancer survivor. I'm a mom of 2 teenage boys, 18 and 16. You can see that picture of us. We just got back from going to Park City, Utah over Christmas break and had such a great quality time because those of you that have teenage kids, you know, you got to take them out of their environment to like actually get quality time with them, right? So we had a great time together. We had so much fun. My husband, Ryan, is a real estate broker here in South Florida. And we both, I feel like over the last probably 5 or 6 years are all about becoming better humans. Like we're just always wanting to learn and to grow and to become better at our businesses, better as parents, better as spouses to each other, and better for our community. So I am a God-fearing woman. I'm a sound healing certified practitioner. That was something I got this year, mental health coach, a health coach. And I also have a freaking amazing team. And a lot of them are on here tonight. So I want to shout them out. We have over 466 auto bonus earners. We have thousands of teammates who run a full or part-time or a hobby business with premium vitamins and supplements. And they get to do this with me. Yes, I used to be a teacher. That's how I know Allison Allison and a few other people that might be on here tonight, but I have been with this company now for 8.5 years, and I'm just so thankful. So share with me about why you decided to hop on here tonight. I'm going to go over a couple housekeeping things, but I love the chat feature. If you guys are new to Zoom, the chat feature is at the bottom of your link. If you're on your phone, I can't remember exactly where it's located, but you'll see like this little bubble, and it looks like, yes, I'm going to age myself here, but it reminds me of the Sunday comic strip, like with the little comics with the bubble, right? And so that's what it looks like. You click on it and you can chat with us all throughout this, okay? And so some of my amazing friends and leaders are going to be on here and they'll interact with you, but I just want to give you guys a few quick tips. First, let's turn off all of your notifications, beeps, etc. Okay. Give yourself the next 45 minutes as a gift to yourself. This could go an hour if a lot of people share, but it should be about 45 minutes. I know it says 90 minutes on there. I ran through it today. It's way faster than that. I cinched up some stuff for you guys. And I just want you to get the most out of this. So if you could turn off your notifications, your beeps, the things that are going to distract you. Quick little parent tip. If you do have teenage kids or young kids and you're worried about them, you know, you can give them a different ringtone and it will go through. You can actually hit them as a favorite. That do not disturb will not stop their ringtone. So just a little future idea for you. This has always been very helpful for me because that way I can shut off the world. But I have 2 teenagers that are driving. If I hear that ringtone, you immediately pick up, right? And then also please stay on mute. So if there's a couple moments throughout this where you'll be able to share with other people, I just ask that if you are sharing that you unmute, and when you're done sharing, you mute again. It's very hard for me when I'm sharing screen to be able to mute people. So it'd be so amazing if you could just stay muted. That way we have a clear recording for anybody who wants to watch this later. And that brings me to my next housekeeping. This is recorded. So if you do not want your face on here, I totally respect that. Just go ahead and hit stop video. Some of you guys already are that way, and that's why I can't see your face. But for some of you, hi, Kendra. Hi, Scott. I just saw them pop up. Some of you, I can see your faces. Okay. So if you don't want your face to be on the video, just go ahead and hit no video, and that way you won't be on there. And last but not least, please be open to learning something new tonight. This might be a completely different vision board experience than anything you've ever gone through before. Or it might be something that you've never even opened up yourself to before. And first of all, you should start by being really proud of yourself for even being part of this today. But what I really want you to think about is what made you sign up for this workshop? What made you decide to be part of this today? Stop and think about that, because maybe you realize that you wanted something different this year for your life. Maybe you want to receive something different. Maybe you want to feel something different. Maybe you want to be different this year, right? And so this is a great way to start that. So please put inside the chat feature, like what made you decide to join us tonight? So Heather Hansen said, I've always wanted to put a vision board together. Awesome. Somebody else said, my goals to life. Carl said, I'm attending this because I know the value of being able to see and find detail exactly what you want. And because the ability to do that can be learned. I'll post a link to this vision board training below. You're amazing. Thank you so much, Carl. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what we're going to cover tonight, okay? So we're going to cover your future self visualization. So make sure you guys are in a comfortable space. Make sure you have paper and pen or paper and pencil. If you don't, feel free to go grab it right now. Not going to hurt my feelings. Run off and grab your paper and your pen or your pencil. And we're going to be talking about your future self visualization so that you can tap into the message from your higher self. Okay, before you even start to design your vision. Now, some of you might be like, what in the world does she mean higher self? So I just want to explain what it means to me. And to everybody, it's a little bit different. But to me, it actually means the Holy Spirit. Like I said before, I am faith driven. I have I believe in my creator. So for me, when I say higher self, it means the Holy Spirit drawing my intuition in me. Okay. For you, it might mean intuition. It might mean divine guidance, whatever that means for you. Don't let me saying higher self stop you from understanding what we're talking about tonight. Okay. It's just connecting. We live in such a digital world and we're always so busy and we're doing so many different things. It was the biggest gift of my cancer was the chance to slow down for 8 months and really take time to listen to myself. I didn't even realize how much I was ignoring the things that were going on in my mind, my heart, my soul, my intuition, right? Because I was always so busy. So when we say higher self, whatever that is for you, just connect with that and allow yourself to really feel and become the person that you want to be. Next, we're going to be talking about how to get in touch with your desires so that you're clear on what you really want and truly desire for your life. Also, we're going to talk about how to create your 1 year from now vision over the next year and who you need to be in order to achieve that. Okay. So we're starting off right away with like the good stuff. So we're starting off right away with a visualization. So this is where you're going to want to make sure, number one, that you have a piece of paper and a pencil or pen so that you can write down stuff as soon as we're done, because a lot of stuff is going to probably come to you. The second thing that you're going to want to make sure that you do is that you're in a comfortable space. And for some of you, you maybe have never done a visualization before. And if that's the case, I'm really proud of you for being here tonight. And I hope that you'll be open-minded and that you'll allow yourself to really go there. Okay. So first, before we even get started on this, let's just stop for a minute, put your hand on your heart, and just take a really deep breath in and then out. One of the things I'm going to ask you to do during this guided visualization is I'm going to ask you to follow my lead, and I'm going to tell you how to breathe. One of the ways that I'm going to tell you to breathe is to breathe in. And when you breathe in, I want you to feel your stomach expand. Okay. For me, when I first started doing this, it helped to have my hand on my stomach because then I could feel it expand and make sure I was breathing from that spot. And then when you breathe in, I want you to hold it. And when I say hold it, you're just holding your breath at the top. And then I want you to breathe out. And when you breathe out, I want the breathing in to be through your nose, holding at the top, and breathe out through your mouth. Okay. And we'll be doing this throughout the visualization. But I like to kind of give that example at the beginning because the first time I did a guided visualization and they said to breathe and hold your breath, and I got very caught up in like what I was doing with my breath work that I didn't even enjoy the moment. So that's why I'm sharing this with you. Okay. You can keep your hand on your heart or you can take it down. It's up to you. We're going to go on a little visualization together. I want you to please honor yourself, and let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath in. Let's hold and then release out through your mouth. Nice. Great. Let's take another deep breath in. And if you don't want to close your eyes yet, you don't have to. Don't forget to hold it and then slowly exhale. Let's take another deep breath. Hold it and slowly exhale. Nice. Now, if your eyes aren't closed, go ahead and close them. Let's breathe in one more time. Hold it and slowly exhale. Great job. Continue to breathe in and out deeply, easily, and effortlessly. Breathing in again and exhaling. Each breath that you take allows you to become more and more relaxed, more and more comfortable. Any outside noises and sounds around you allow you to go even deeper inside. A reminder of how good it is to leave the noise and the stress of the outside world and journey into the quiet and peace of your inner world. As you allow yourself to go deeper into a state of relaxation, maybe you can remember a time when you stood in front of a lake or a pond and it was quiet and peaceful. You may have tossed a pebble into the center and noticed the ripples spreading out. One ripple after another, flowing farther and farther. The ripples slowing down, becoming further apart until the water was once again calm and peaceful. I want to invite you now to imagine that your body is like that body of water. As you drop a pebble into the center of your body, you can feel the ripples of relaxation rippling out. Waves of relaxation flowing through your body, up through your torso, into your chest and your back. You relax your face. You relax your jaw, your scalp. You allow your tongue to drop in your mouth. The relaxation is spreading out into each and every muscle of your back, feeling those ripples relax as you let your muscles let go and become soft and loose. Feeling the ripples of relaxation, flowing down the bottom of your torso, down through your abdomen, your pelvis, your thighs, your calves, your ankles, all the way to your toes. Know that each time you drop a pebble into the center of your body, you become more and more relaxed. As you become relaxed, you find yourself becoming quieter and more peaceful. Now, I want you to imagine that we just finished our lesson. You stand up from where you are, you take a nice big stretch. You walk outside your front door for some fresh air. You could feel the sun beaming down on your face. You're excited, so present and ready. You are so committed. And as you stand there, suddenly a cloud comes down from the sky and slides right underneath you, taking you up and away like a magic carpet ride. You love it as you glide through the other clouds, taking a ride through the sky. The cloud delivers you safely down to the ground, although you're not where you started. You look up and notice that you're in a place you've never been. It's a quiet suburban street, and you're right in front of a big, beautiful house. The house is white with big pillars and baby blue shutters. It has a huge wraparound porch. There are beautiful, full-grown oak trees all around the property. You notice that there's someone sitting on the porch in a rocking chair. So you start off the walkway. The walkway is lined with the biggest, brightest yellow sunflowers, and you smile at them. They're so beautiful. You feel so content. You get to the top of the walkway and up the steps to the porch. And now you can see the person in the rocking chair. That person is you. You as your 85-year-old future self. You are awestruck as you sit down. You look into your own eyes, wrinkled and aged, yet certainly yours, glimmering and full of life. Your 85-year-old looks into your eyes and smiles, grabs a hold of your hand and says, "I'm so glad you're here. I've been waiting for you." Take her in. Take in her essence or him. Take in her energy or him. Notice what she's wearing or he's wearing. Notice how she's carrying herself or he. Notice what it feels like to be in his or her presence. 85-year-old you says, "I'm so excited for you to see all the great things that we've created, all the joy and happiness we experienced because of the new choices you made. Everything we ever wanted happened. We've created such an extraordinary, beautiful life. We've lived all of our dreams, and all of our deepest desires came true." Your future self starts to show you a photo album of all the memories and all the things that you've done. Take it in. As you flip through the pages with her or him, what do you see? Who are you with? What did you do? Take it all in, and then you ask her or him, "What do I need to pay attention to most right now?" Take a moment to hear the answer. You continue to talk and you ask, knowing what you know now, what special wisdom or advice can you give me? What guidance do you have? Hear the answer and listen with your heart. Now, I want you to each take a moment and ask your future self your own question and allow the answer to come forth. You smile at each other, you grab your future self's hand and say thank you. It's time to go now. You thank her or him for being with you and for sharing all of the wisdom. She or he grabs you and says, "Please come back anytime you need my guidance. I'm always here." And then kisses you on the head. You stand up, start to walk away. You look back one last time and smile. As you walk down the walkway, your cloud is awaiting you. You sit down and fly back up in the air through your ride in the sky, and suddenly you find yourself sitting back in your chair where you're sitting right now. feeling really connected, really satisfied, really clear. So I want you to take a few deep breaths in and start to move your body around. Maybe wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, and then come back and open your eyes. And I want you to immediately grab your pen and paper, and I want you to write down what you saw, what you felt, any messages that she or he gave you. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute to write that down. And if you're not sure what to write down, you can look at the screen. What did you see? What did you feel? What did you receive? Would anybody like to unmute and share anything from that before we move on? Beth said she heard stay on track. You're doing the right steps to meet the right people. I love that. It's so interesting. Every time I do this, I literally get goosebumps and chills, even though I'm doing it for you guys. Like when I receive it, when I've walked through this visualization, which I've done many times, I also feel that way, but it's amazing that I still feel that way when I do it for you guys as well. Did anybody else want to share? Natalie said, always to be humble and kind. Tamara said, be present. Could any of you guys actually see like any of the pictures? Were you that connected where you could see the pictures in the photo album? Love that. Fulfillment. Kelly said accomplishment, proud of her family. Grace said, let go, relax, enjoy it. Beautiful. Trust yourself. You will get to where you want. Ooh, I love that. Melanie said she saw a lot of family memories. Good. I'm so glad you guys are sharing. Awesome. Oh, Kelly, that's interesting. She saw her drinking sweet tea and laughing. I love that. You like really connected with her. That's awesome. Good. And the more times that you guys will do this, the more that you'll be able to see more, even more, and have more clarity on it. So let's talk about this now. There's an immense amount of clarity that happens. And if you're still writing, keep writing. Okay. There's an amazing amount of clarity that happens when you have no time left, right? You're at the end of your life. So right now it's easy to fall prey to our old programming, to hem and haw over whether or not you should show up, about making everything about you, just living in your own ego, in your own fear. That's usually what stops us from our greatness. But when I bring you to them, and when I bring you to meet her or him, which we just did, it becomes so much clearer, doesn't it? Because you're at the end of your life. All the things that you're hiding from, all the action that you're not taking, all the emotions that you're missing out on in your life by remaining addicted to your emotional familiarities. Okay. We call those emotional addictions. When you see your life at 85 and she or he is like, take massive action, trust yourself. You have the power. You know exactly what you need to do. And a lot of you guys said that, right? When you get to the end of your life, it's so clear. So we need to go there through visualization so that you can be gifted that connection with him or her of what needs to be shared with you. Okay. And that is what makes it so much more emotional and connected and magnificent. And the best part is your higher self is always available to you. Take yourself back to that porch anytime that you want to. Okay. Because we are in the process of becoming our best self. You can always drop yourself back into that visualization by breathing and visualizing yourself back on that porch. You've done it now. Your brain knows how to do it. Your subconscious knows how to do it. And you can easily drop yourself back there. Okay. And so what we're really going to talk about tonight is what you really want. Like, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Okay, Spice Girl people, I know you're dancing. I see you, Jeremy, you're laughing. You got it. Yeah. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. So we're going to talk about that tonight. And this might be a good screen that you want to take a picture of and go back and journal, because getting in touch with your desire, vision starts with desire. We're going to get in touch with those desires. Okay. So think about, what do you desire? What is your heart longing for? Those are really big questions, and those are great ones to put into a journal. This is another page that I highly recommend taking a picture of and journaling over in the next week. Okay, but we are going to journal about some of these things tonight. We're going to think about them as we're creating our vision. But these two particular quotes are so massive to me. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision is just passing the time. Vision with action can change the world. So all those things that your future self said you did, or that they were proud of you for, or they're showing you that you did, or telling you to take that chance or keep going on that path, the action is just as important as the vision. It's why these old vision boards, that the way that people have always done it, of just slapping up a bunch of pictures. Oh, I think I want that. I think I like that, with no actual plan of how you're going to achieve it. They kind of just sit there. It's just like affirmations. You can say affirmations till you're blue in the face, but if you don't ever put any action into place, right? So you've got to have both. You've got to have the belief and the vision and knowing where you want to go. And that comes from your true desires. And then you got to take action and know what you need to do in order to get there. A vision is not just a picture of what could be. It is an appeal to our better selves, a call to become something more. Right? So we're going to get clear on what you really want by getting in touch with what your heart truly wants and desires. And God is clear. He says, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Most of us just never ask, or can't even dream of how to use our God-given talents, dreams, skills for bigger things, right? And our vision is critical to becoming that next level you. But you cannot get clear on your vision without first getting in touch with your desires. So I want you to close your eyes. And I'm going to read you each one of these questions without any, this is what I should say, or what I probably should say in the chat, or what people probably want to hear from me. No, this is for you. Close your eyes and listen to these questions. What are all the things you say you truly want? What do you daydream about? What are you hoping for? What are you wishing for? What are you wanting? And what are you praying for? Okay, so feel free to open up your eyes. If something came to you right away, feel free to write it down. If not, I would say take a picture and come back to this. It's so important. Oh, that's one of my children. Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. Let me just make sure it's nothing important. All right. So sorry about that. Okay. So I want you to think about this. Your desire creates your vision. So you're going to ask yourself, how good can I take it? How good can this thing get? You want to get in touch with your desires so that you can truly create an exponential vision for yourself. You do not want a vision that is made up of just low-hanging fruit that you know you can reach and maybe like one big thing. You want your vision to truly represent the next level of you. What does that look like? What does she or he talk like? How does she or he show up like? And what do they do in this world? What would that future self, the one that has all that they desire, how would they show up in the world? Okay. And once you get really clear on your desire, then you can build out your big, bold, beautiful vision for yourself. But you've got to know what you truly desire. And so listen, this is the beginning. Like, we're going to be working on this tonight, but I'm going to tell you, this is probably something you're going to want to come back to. You're going to want to come back and build on it. Okay. It's why for me, when I first create that vision board, usually in January, I end up adding things to it as the month goes on, because I can't just think about it right away the very first time. Right. And so it's why actually in our house, we do vision board. We call them vision board. Gosh, what was the word that we just used the other day? It was hilarious. Basically like redoing them, like adding to them every quarter, because that happens to us, right? We get more exciting things happen, or more ideas, right? That grow, especially those of you that are entrepreneurs. Like, that's just how your brain works, right? You're constantly thinking of new things. So think about this. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I'm going to give you we're going to give ourselves 2 full minutes to write these down. Okay. And I want you to write down the first few thoughts that come to your mind. What are my desires? What do I want out of this life? Like truly. And if you're sitting by somebody, as a couple of you guys are, I love that. It's okay to kind of keep your notebook to yourself. Like I have to say, like the first time I wrote this out, Ryan was not with me. And I feel like I was able to really express myself maybe a little bit better than the next time where he was next to me. And that now I'm way more comfortable with this. So like I could say anything I want to him and not feel like, oh, that's so ridiculous that I'm saying that's my desire or my true heart. So if you're feeling that way, it's okay. That's normal. Maybe pull your notebook a little to the side and write it out. What are my desires? What do I want out of this life? How do I want to feel every day? To tell you something, a couple years ago, when I found out I had cancer, I'd never really thought about that question before. How do I want to feel every day? How do I want to show up? Okay, you got 1 more minute. What are my desires? What do I want out of this life? How do I want to feel every day? How do I want to show up? And here's a couple more questions to add to that. Where have I been censoring myself? What have I been denying myself? What do I hope, wish, and pray about that I really want to actualize? And while we're finishing up, we've got about 30 more seconds. And I know this is kind of rushed because it's a group setting, but feel free to come back to any of these, take pictures of any of these slides. If anybody would like to unmute and share or share in the chat about anything that's been coming up for them while they're writing out these questions, something that maybe surprised them or got them excited that came up. Jeremy, I'm going to be giving you guys the recording. I wasn't going to give you my slides, but we can talk about that, Jeremy. I want to create more options for my family. Yes, Melanie. Tamara, be confident, not just pretending I am. Ooh, I love that. Joni, traveling the world with my children. Yes. And being healthy and strong, Joni. Yes. While you're traveling. I love it. Okay. Awesome. So now let's use all these insights between the visualization and getting in touch with our desires to write out our 1-year vision. And I want you to think about this really quick. Think about a butterfly. Before it became this beautiful, magnificent creature that we all love to see, it was a caterpillar, right? And the caterpillar builds its own chrysalis and then tucks itself away inside of it to grow into change. And I can only imagine that breaking out of the chrysalis, its comfort zone, is accompanied by pain and discomfort. But it's so worth it. If you guys have ever actually seen, that was one of my favorite things we did in kindergarten. Shout out to Allison. I don't know if you guys did it in your grade. She wasn't a kindergarten teacher with me, but we used to have a butterfly garden. So we could literally see the caterpillars going to the chrysalis and then become butterflies, and they bleed when they come out of their chrysalis. Did you guys know that? So you see blood drips. Like my kids in my kindergarten class used to freak out every year when this would happen because blood would come out, right? And so it's not a comfortable thing for them, right? But out emerges a beautiful butterfly, and your vision is your butterfly. You want to pull yourself out of your comfort zone and into that place of growth and discomfort so that you can finally get what you truly want. And remember, if you do not design it, you get it by default. It's your responsibility to show up and design your 1-year vision so that you can stop living by default and start living with design and intention. Okay. Your vision is not limited by what your eye can see, but what your mind can achieve. I love that quote. All right. So before we write this 1-year vision, and don't worry, I'm going to guide you. What makes a good 1-year vision? Clarity, writing it as if it's already happened, making it juicy. Juicy means like you feel it. You're connecting with it emotionally. You're like, yes, this is real, right? It should make you tingle. It should make you cry or get chill bumps. It needs to pull you forward. It can be focused on one area of your life or across all areas of your life. The choice is up to you. And why focus on just 1 year? Well, because we know that by focusing too far in advance, right, like on 3 or 5 years, it keeps your mind from getting overwhelmed. When you plan something for 3 or 5 years from now, sometimes your body goes into overwhelm and then it just freezes up, right? It becomes confused or overwhelmed, and a confused or overwhelmed mind does nothing, right? So anything beyond a year can be scary for your mind and for your body. And then you experience resistance and you stop taking action. And we don't want that. How many times have you guys created this huge, amazing vision board? I can tell you probably for 6 years straight, I had a lake house on that vision board, right? And it never happened. And then I would get really frustrated and I would get like, this isn't working. I'm not getting what I want, right? But it was so far from reality, from where we were, right? Instead of breaking down those steps. Okay. So I'm going to share with you guys how to start it. And then I'm going to read for you guys mine. And then we're going to set a timer for 10 minutes. I know it seems like a long time, but if anybody finishes before that 10 minutes and wants to share, we would love for you to do that. Okay. All right. Awesome. Oh, Una said it's actually poop or waste, not blood. That's actually very interesting, but it was red. So I'm not really sure. In the classroom, it was always red. So maybe that is poop or pee, but I always thought it was blood because it was always red. And there's only like a few drops. It was very interesting. So we'll have to Google that and find out. That's an interesting point, Una. Thank you. So how you're going to start your 1 year vision is you're going to imagine it's 1 year from today. You're going to write your 1 year from now vision. Who are you now? What have you done? What has happened in your business or in your career? How do you feel about yourself? What kind of emotions are you guided by? What do you tolerate? What do you say yes to? What do you say no to? What are you available for? Okay. And how you can start this is you can write it as if it's already happened. You can write a year from now, and you guys will hear mine in a second. Or the first time I ever did this, I actually wrote it to like my best friend from high school. So like we talk maybe once a year. Like, do you have that one friend that like you literally don't talk to for maybe 1 or 2 or even 3 or 4 years? But then when you talk to them, it's like you were, yesterday you guys were hanging out. It's just so clear and it's a great connection. So the first time I ever did this, just so that it felt right for me, I wrote to her. Because I do that anyways. Like we kind of catch up once a year, either by sometimes we write each other notes and send them in the mail, and sometimes we talk on the phone. So it can be, you can write it as if it's happened. You can write it to your BFF or a family member, or maybe even somebody who's passed. I don't know if you guys have ever done that before, but when I was younger, somebody had recommended that I did that when my grandma died and I missed her. They're like, write her a letter. So you could even write it to a loved one who's passed away. Or you can write it as if it's like your holiday Christmas card, right? How many of you guys got those amazing Christmas letters? Shout out to Haley. I got one from her and I loved it. She's probably on here, but I love those. I love reading about their year, everything that's happened and transpired for them, right? So you can do it any of these 3 ways. I'm going to read you guys mine. If you are familiar with this or you feel comfortable with this, feel free to mute me out and go ahead and start. But I'll read to you guys mine, okay? I just opened up my eyes at 6:45 a.m. I feel so grateful for the day. I do my breath work and I feel so much comfort and ease as I put on my workout clothes. I love that I always have time for my workout in the morning because I choose my work hours with ease. As I head to make Noah breakfast, I get a text from Jeremiah at college about how much fun he is having. Noah, Ryan, and I meet at the table at 7 a.m. to do our morning devotion and gratitude. The birds are chirping in our backyard and the weather is perfect. Noah's getting excited about his junior year and is already doing great in his classes and is happy and focused on getting into UGA. Wow, the amount of see you at the table journals sold already is mind-blowing, with the constant thank you messages from families about how it's impacted their families. I open my email after a workout and have an email asking Ryan and I to speak again at a conference. So exciting to see how prosperous we have become by helping others. Ryan's real estate business is blowing up, and you'd never know that there's a bad economy here in South Florida. He can barely keep up with his clients buying and selling. He's having so much fun in his business and loves helping others. Text messages are rolling in for my Lavelle business with so many people wanting to join my team and having success. I have so much waiting room to bless others on my team, and Ryan's account is now at 200,000 with ease. Kelly, Beth, Amber, Julie are all 200Ks monthly with ease. Lots of new leaders have joined our United We Thrive team and are hitting 12K and beyond with ease and fun. My women's workshops are filling up fast. I'm blessed to make money, serve women, have fun, and heal others as these monthly events that bring in extra income easily. Our couples event even filled up and it was a huge success. 551 Southeast 14th house is rented nonstop all of 2023 and is so profitable. We're able to invest and get a second rental property. My body is strong, sexy, healed, cancer-free, and I feel better in my skin than ever before. I eat healthy with my vegan lifestyle and feel great. After a fun summer traveling and helping Jeremiah get set up at college, I'm beyond grateful he is happy at college and got so much scholarship. Seeing him thrive brings me so much joy. So I wrote this, actually just wrote a new one for this year, but I wrote this like in November when I was revamping my year. And you really only need to write it once a year. So don't feel like you need to write it more than once a year. They actually recommend that you only do it once a year. I'm just rewriting because I had some other things that came to me when I was doing this work over the last couple of days. So I'm going to give you guys time now. I'm actually going to change it to, let's do 8 minutes max, just so that you guys can get yours up. And if anybody wants to unmute and share at any point, feel free. And I'm going to set the timer for 8 minutes. And after this, we only have a few more things, I promise. We'll be done in the next 15 minutes, probably.
Claire, I'd like to share mine.
Sure.
I've rewrote it since September.
Yes. Can we wait? Is that Joni? I can't find you.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Joni, let's wait 2 minutes and then I'm going to have you share. Just because I know for some people they need silence. I think 2 minutes is enough for them to at least start writing. Joni, do you want to share yours now? And thank you.
Sure. You're welcome. Good morning, beautiful. Wow. What a year you have had. You grabbed a hold of your divine identity and used your birthright as a daughter to the King to grow the kingdom. God is using your story for his glory every time you turn around. Your miraculous healing is because of your faith and your desire to be a light in this world. Joni, because of your submission to your calling and your obedience, you are changing lives. It brings you such joy and fulfillment to be used by God like this. When God told you to write, you wrote 2 books and co-authored others. You are now a radiant leadership and life coach, several coaching programs, and working with multiple charities. God has provided everything you needed and always will. You show your faithfulness in your stewardship of your money, your time, and your energy. Your home is completely rebuilt and is so calming. Everyone has their own space, including you have your own office and war room. Your marriage is thriving. You and Chris clearly openly communicate and treat each other with love and compassion and respect. Your family is calm and joyous. The kids are happy and flourishing in all of their school and interest. Harmony is in your home. You have built life-changing legacy, income, and have created stability by teaching others and sharing stories. You drive a 2021 Yukon Denali, and Chris hasn't made up his mind. Give him grace. Some things will take more time than others. Keep doing what God says. It all works out that way.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Joni. I could feel that. It felt like very authentic to you. I love that. Would anybody else like to share? That you don't have to. This is like, this is something for you, but some people like to share. So if you'd like to, please do. All right, we've got about a minute and a half left. Forgot to put this slide up before you guys started, but I'm just going to kind of talk through it while you guys are writing. You want to make sure it's not realistic, but not ridiculous. Okay. So what I mean by that is, making sure there's a balance between realistic and ridiculous. You want your goals to feel like achievable stretch and to motivate you to pull forward, but you do not want to write something that's completely unattainable. So you want to walk that fine line of realistic and ridiculous. An example of this might be that you're just starting off. I'm going to use the Thrive business because a lot of people on here are Thrivers. So think about this. You're just starting your Thrive business or whatever kind of business it is that you might be interested in. You do not want to write down that you're going to be a millionaire in your new business this year. Will it happen? Yes, it can. And it will, but probably not in 1 year. It could, but most likely not. So you want to put something that's more attainable, right? Like 250,000 or whatever, number it is for you. Or maybe you write down to be in the best shape of your life and that you're going to run the New York Marathon, but you've never run and you don't even have a gym membership. And your idea of exercise is vacuuming the floor. It's probably not going to happen in a year, right? So just be realistic, but at the same time, you want to make sure you're pulling yourself forward. Okay. All right, awesome. I'm going to keep moving on. If you're still writing, keep writing, okay? Don't feel bad. So now we're going to go back and look at that 1 year vision. And you may decide to do this later. And if that's the case, feel free to take a picture of this screen if you want, or I will have a recording and actually I'll share it with you guys at the end, but you can take a picture or write it down. BlairVideos.com will take you straight to my YouTube channel. And that's where I'll be putting up this recording tomorrow. Okay. So find those. So what we're going to do is we're going to look through our 1 year vision. And when I looked through my 1 year vision, for example, there were certain things that I noticed. Okay. And you're going to choose 3 words that represent your year, your vision. And now this is even more exciting to me than the vision board itself, are these 3 words that you find, because then you're going to find a visual picture to represent them. So let me share with you guys what I mean. So I'm looking for a theme of empowering words that you're seeing in your vision a lot. And we call those guiding life feelings. There are 3 words that you're going to filter your whole year of 2023 through. Okay. So when I read mine back to myself today and looked through it, I saw the word ease a lot. I felt like a lot of the things that I was talking about were intentional. And I also want to be successful in all the different businesses that I have. I talk about that in there, right? And so for me, the 3 words that I chose were intentional, ease, and successful. Okay. And so you'll find a lot of them inside your 1 year vision. And you want to make sure that you're choosing, if you've never seen a vibrational emotional scale before, there's empowering and disempowering words, right? Disempowering would be things like doubtful, ashamed, sadness, anger, grief, aggravated, irritated, disappointed, frustrated, insecurity, loneliness. Those are all negative, right? They're disempowering. We want to choose from the empowering states. So you want to pick 3 emotions that you felt, heard, or connected with during your writing of your 1-year vision. Okay. So some examples right here are confident, passionate, inspired. Maybe that's somebody's 3 words. Okay. So if any of you guys are, Allison, you want to share? Unmute. That's amazing.
Okay. Sorry, that was a teacher in me. I was waiting for you to be like, it's okay.
I know, I love
I didn't want to like interrupt you. Okay, so I quickly like wrote it. It obviously needs some more details, but we only had a few minutes. So I just kind of scribbled it down real fast. Okay, so I said it is January 2024 and Brooke's bat mitzvah is right around the corner. Over the past year, Brooke and I have been able to volunteer with the Soup Kitchen several times. We asked friends and family for donations for their holiday toy drive, and we were able to raise over $500 between money and donations. We finally finished our pool deck and got the pool heater installed exactly 1 year ago. We have created so many memories with friends and family during the weekends throughout the year. We were able to build that outdoor kitchen and added on features that we didn't think we could afford. I'm officially QuickBooks certified and have advanced in my career, and I am thinking about going back to school to become a CPA.
I love that. That's awesome. Feels very real and authentic to you for sure. And I totally could connect with it. I love that. So they're listening to what you just said. You are definitely being intentional. You're definitely being generous. You're definitely enjoying the moments, right? So connection. So you want to find 3 words that you feel like connect with your 1-year vision. So thanks, Allison, for sharing so much. So I'm already seeing like Beth put ease, flow, abundance. Joni put radiant, courageous, joy. If any of you guys got any positive emotions from that, from what Allison just shared, or even Joni, feel free to share with them what you heard in the chat to help them with their 3 words. Okay. So now you're going to take the 3 words that you chose. Okay. Remember, mine were intentional, ease, and successful. And then you're just going to find a visual representation of those words. Okay. So you can go to Google and find it under images. You could go to Pinterest, whatever works for you. No words, just a visual representation. So see that guy walking up the stairs in the picture? That's successful to me. I know that success isn't truly just somebody who gets something handed to them. They're walking the steps to get to where they want to be. So that's successful to me. Ease to me is that guy on the dock, right? He's looking at the mountains and the water and God's creation, and things are easy, right? He's able to take that time to really just soak in everything around him because he creates his own schedule. He's creating his own life. So that to me is ease. And then the 2 hands holding, that's intentional to me. It's taking time for each person and each thing in my life to show them what they mean to me. So you're going to take those 3 visual pictures of your 3 guiding life feelings, and you're going to put them on your phone as well, and also save them to your computer if you're using a computer. So what I mean by that is, let's say I went onto Google Images and I picked these 3 images, which I did. I also screenshotted or sent them to my phone, airdropped them so that I could add them into an album. Okay. So now as you go through this year, you're going to have your vision board, and we're going to talk about that in a second, but you're also going to have an album on your phone. I created this album and I call it my 1-year vision album on my cell phone. Okay. If you have an Apple, you can have albums. I'm sure you can on all the other phones too. And so I put those 3 pictures inside that album. And I also put any other pictures that I'm going to use for my vision board. You can see that picture of me there. I do put other pictures on there, things that I want to achieve, how I'm going to achieve them, but they all are stepping stones to get me to that 1-year vision that I read, right? That 1-year vision that I read. One of the things that I said on there was, that our rental house is rented nonstop, right? So I know some things that I need to do to help that. So that's going to go on my vision board, right? And some of those pictures that I'm using to represent some of these things will also go in that photo album on my phone called the 1 Year Vision album. The reason I say to do this is because then your vision board goes with you everywhere you go. You always have it. You don't have to look at your wall in your office only. It's great to have that, but it's with you everywhere you go, and you look at it every single morning. So now as you go through this year, when you're asked to do things, when you're asked to be somewhere, when you're asked to decide something, when your schedule, all the things that we get asked, right? Or things that we have to decide on, all the decisions this year are going to be guided through and filtered through your GLFs, your guiding light feelings. Okay. So here's an example. Blair, can you come to this networking event and share that Thrive stuff that you sell with people this week? I would stop and I would say, is that intentional? Yes, it is intentional. It goes with my goals that I want this year and for helping other people and for building my business. Great. Is it ease? Yeah, that doesn't really, I know I can do that. I can do that with ease. I can regulate my nervous system. I can be prepared. It will be fine. 3, successful. Will it help me to be successful? Absolutely, because I'm going to meet new people and help them. Okay. So everything gets filtered through my GLF, my guiding life feeling. And that then allows me to make the decisions this year to hit my vision, to hit my goals. Okay. So this page right here, we have one more page after this and then we're done, but I wanted to make sure I put this on here. First of all, to say thank you, but a couple things came to me today. One, I want to make sure you have a way to contact me in case you have any questions. I would love to hear your feedback. This is the first time I'm teaching it this way to all of you guys. So feedback, it would be huge for me. Also, if you want to get this video and share it with anybody else and have this with the slides, it's blairvideos.com, takes you straight to my YouTube channel. It'll be up in the morning. Okay. And it's kind of a longer, it's a, obviously a longer video. So it's going to take a little while to upload. But then I decided today, I want a way that we can come back together because I did this very fast and I would like to expand more and have more people share their GLFs after they have time, share the pictures they got for them, share their vision for 2023 that they wrote, their 1 year vision. So I decided that if you send me one of these 3 ways, your vision statement, you could send me your GLFs, your pictures, or your 3 words, or you could send me your vision board or your vision statement, you will get entered for a private Zoom with me on breath work, sound healing, and then we'll all get, whoever wants to share will share their guiding life feelings, the pictures if they want to, and their vision for 2023. Because I know there's a lot of you guys on here like me who like to share and talk. And so I want to make sure I provide you guys an opportunity to do that. So whether you're watching this on a recording or not, sometime in the next week or 2, I'll put out there when this next Zoom will be, and I will send that private Zoom link to anybody who reaches out to me with their vision statement or pictures of their GLF or their GLFs or their vision board. Remember, GLF stands for Guiding Life Feeling. Okay. So hold on, I'm gonna go right back. In case anybody wants to take a picture of that, take a picture. All right. And last but not least, let's talk about how to use your vision and your guiding light feelings this year. Okay. So first, I wake up every morning and I do my breath work. What do I mean by breath work? I just do 5 rounds of that deep breath work that we did when we first started today. So it's breathing in with my stomach expanding, holding for 4, and then I breathe out through my mouth for 8. And I do that, 1, because it gets my blood pumping. It's good for my lungs. It also regulates your nervous system, which helps you before all the chaos of the day. Step 2, take your Thrive capsules if you thrive. Don't forget that. Super important. If you don't thrive, I don't know why you're not thriving. Reach out to whoever invited you to this. Third thing, read your vision to yourself and feel it. Use your senses. So when you're reading your vision to yourself, and you're going to do this every morning. So I have mine printed out, the one that I read to you guys earlier. I keep 1 copy by my bed and 1 copy in my office. And I also took a picture of it, and it's under that album on my phone under photos called 1 Year Vision. Okay. So it's with me everywhere I go. In the morning, I wake up, I do my breath work. I take my Thrive because I always leave my water and my capsules by my bed. And step 3 is I read my vision to myself and I feel it. What would it smell like? What would it feel like? What would be the noises in the background that I would hear? Well, in mine, I would hear my husband and my son getting up, getting things ready. I'd hear the ding on my phone of Jeremiah texting me telling me how awesome he's doing. He's on his way to class, right? Like I can, hear the birds chirping in my backyard because that's something I love when we're doing devotion in the morning. So you're really wanting to connect as much as you can with your senses as you read that vision to yourself. Okay. And then last but not least, throughout your day, every decision you're putting through your GLFs, your guiding life feeling. Would this be ease, calm, clarity, whatever your 3 words is, okay? So for example, would this be ease, successful, or intentional? If my answer is yes, then it lines up with my 1 year from now, Blair. No, then I don't do it. How freeing is that? Right? Talk about boundaries, which we do talk about, right? I can be like, actually, that doesn't line up with my purpose and my goals for this year. And I'm going to have to say, I'm sorry. I'm not going to, actually, don't apologize. That doesn't line up with my goals and my vision for this year. So I have to decline. Or just decline. You don't have to always give people a reason, right? So this should be very freeing for you in your mind and in your heart to know that you can make these decisions based on what you said your 1 year vision would be. Okay. Because if you made a vision board for 5 or 10 years from now, that part doesn't help you with the day to day. So what I'm hoping you guys do is you take your vision, you take your GLFs, you do what I'm sharing with you here, but that you also go create that vision board and you take action and you figure out, what do I need to do in order to achieve it? And we'll talk a little bit more about that on that bonus Zoom as well. All right. So thanks so much for being here with me today, you guys. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you that decided to join us. So thankful. I know this was a bit longer than what people are used to us doing for our team trainings and inspiration, but I just really hope that as you guys plan out 2023, that you just do this for yourself. Give yourself the time. If you don't feel like you really got out of it tonight, what you wanted to get out of it, go back and watch it. Maybe plan for an hour on Saturday by yourself to just really go and dive into it. And thanks, Grace. Does anybody, it sounds like somebody unmuted. Does anybody want to share before we get off?
Just let us get off.
All right. Awesome. Thanks you guys so much for being on here tonight. Love you all. Have a great night. Mwah. I'll get this up tomorrow morning. Bye guys.
Thank you, Blair.
My pleasure.
Yeah.